Hey, fans of the framework, happy Friday! And happy Mother's Day weekend to most of you watching this. If you're not a mother, happy weekend anyway. So today's framework in 5 is about behavioral-based interview techniques. You, as leaders, spend 92% of your time dealing with bad behaviors, performance, and contributions of those people that you may have hired erroneously and are having a tough time, or you inherited it. And most of us inherit our team, right? It's a really rare leader who gets the opportunity to build an all new department and start with your all new team. So, you need tools and equipment to do your job, and peer interviewing techniques as well as behavioral based interviewing techniques are key to it. What behavioral based interviewing techniques are asking questions based on the person's prior experience, because we all know this because we've all been burned by a really bad interview. We all know that people can behave for a half an hour, right? Anybody can behave for a half hour. The worst person that you ever hired behaved for a half an hour once when they had their interview, right? And so you want to really get at past behaviors predict future behaviors. So you want to ask questions that are really going to ferret out, like, how will this person ask when something happens that might happen often in my department? And so think about it. You want to really get at the heart of, what do you need on your team? I need people that are great team players. I need people with integrity because I have a sick call-in problem. I need people with work ethic. I need people with great customer service skills. I need all this kind of stuff. That's how you form what questions you're going to ask. But asking behavioral-based questions really gets them to tell you the truth, right? It really gets them to tell you the truth. And I want to share a story with you about just this priceless opportunity that I had to ask behavioral-based interview questions. And in our organization, we were going through a pharmacist shortage. We were growing like crazy. We were starting all these new programs, and we really needed our partners in pharmacy to be there to grow the clinical programs with us. We were down like 4 pharmacists. Our poor pharmacy director was working the floor and trying to hire pharmacists. So she did a great job of closing her department at certain parts of the day when she had a pharmacist to interview, and she had her whole team helping with interviewing. And she asked me, her CNO, overseeing all of the nursing departments, if I would help her with this. Absolutely. So once scheduled on my calendar, I'm probably triple booked or something, but anyway, I was like a few minutes late for this little interview. And when I walked in, our CEO, whose name is David, was taking my place for the ice-breaking part of the peer interview panel. And he was sitting next to this gentleman who was dressed in a green suit with a gold shirt and a green and gold Green Bay Packers tie. All this dude needed was a cheese head, honestly. And David, our David, has like lifetime season tickets to Lambeau Field to see the Green Bay Packers. He's a giant fan. And I don't know if it was on his Facebook page or LinkedIn, but somehow this guy stalked him, and somehow he wore the right clothes and said the right things. So during the icebreaker, they were talking football. And so David said, "Oh, Jane's here. I'll let her take my place. Good luck in your interview." He shakes the guy's hand. He goes out, he leans down next to me, and he's like, "Hire this guy." Well, he was just kidding, sort of. Okay. But the dude heard it. Okay. So he got pretty relaxed in his interviewing style. So the peer interview panel goes around. Now it's my turn to ask my question. And we had formulated the behavioral based interview questions. And I'd been asking the same one for all of the pharmacists that we'd been interviewing. And I asked the following question. I painted a picture for him. It's a really busy day in the pharmacist. Your inpatient units are full. It's a chemo day in your infusion clinic, and you're trying to get the morning med pass out, and the phone rings. And it's a nurse who is brand new to the emergency room and brand new to nursing. And she says, "You have to help me. I'm about to mix TNK. The instructions are here in front of me, but I'm too freaked out to read them. Walk me through it." Right? And so I said, "What do you do? How do you react to that?" And he right away rolls his eyes, looks around the table for support, and says, "Phew, many times, been there, done that." Oh, well, this is what I say to new nurses who call me in the middle of my morning med pass. I say, "Hey, listen, you got a preceptor or a mentor or more senior nurses working with you for a reason. Use them as a resource. I've got 48 inpatients that I've got to get the morning med pass out, and several nurses relying on me. I can't help one of you." It's kind of a greater good for the greater amount of people thing. Click. Well, so did I mention that nursing and pharmacy worked very closely together on a lot of projects, and that I worked in a work environment that strongly supported nursing and where leaders supported each other? And I didn't have to answer this man in his reply at all, because everybody around the table, the pharmacy tech, the HR leader, my director of pharmacists, Michelle, put down her pen, sat back, and did this. I didn't say this out loud, but I wanted to say, "Go get yourself a cheesehead, buddy." All right? Green Bay Packer uniformer. No, he was not hired. End of story. So, behavioral based interview techniques work. Do it. Save yourself the trouble later. So, we say hire tough to manage easy, and behavioral based interviewing is part of that. So, my call to action for you is all of these great techniques are located in our new product called Ascend, and it's on our website. Click, get a call with us. We'll tell you all about it. We can't wait to demo it. And our website is www.capstoneleadership.net. Have a great weekend, guys.